Hey everyone, welcome back to Hi Mama's online activity content hub. Today we are going to be making these really cool nature trees. This is a really great way to get children outside and exploring and experimenting with natural materials. My tree here has lots of little acorns on it. It has some cedar, lots of leaves, especially with the changing color. It made a really bright and vibrant tree. These are really great to hang up in any classroom or even on your fridge. It's going to really brighten up any room, and it's a really great way to get children to learn to plan out their artwork before actually doing the art. Really great skill to learn. For this activity, what you will need are lots of natural materials. You can find these outside, of course, maybe going on a neighborhood walk. If you don't have a lot of access, maybe you live in a city or something like that, you can always hit up the dollar store or a craft store. There's lots of fake, natural looking materials. So there's lots of different ones I have here. Just make sure when you are collecting them that you're watching what the children are collecting, because some things might be poisonous. You don't want to pick up some poison ivy or poison oak or anything and have a rash. So we have some natural materials. We're going to be using some brown cardstock. Just make sure it's something that's nice and thick because it's going to go on top of our paper, and we want a nice, thick, heavy-duty tree so that it can hold all of these natural materials. You'll need some paper. I chose for some thicker paper as well. The white printer paper is just a little bit too light, especially because we're going to be adding some heavier materials to it, and we'll also be adding some glue, and we don't want to saturate the paper and have it run through with the glue. You're going to need some white school glue, a glue stick as well. It's just a little bit easier to use on the thick cardstock when we glue our tree on top of our white paper. You'll need a pencil to trace the outline of the tree trunk and the branches, and we'll need some scissors. So let's get started. The very first thing we want to do is take our thick brown cardstock, and with a pencil, we're going to draw the outline of a tree. So we'll start at the trunk. And this is a really great way to introduce the parts of a tree to a child. And I am making a slightly smaller one here as an example for the viewers. There we go. So I have my trunk and I have a few branches here. It's really great if you can get the branches to really stick out, because then the children can get creative and start hanging things off the tree like it would in real life. So the next thing we're going to do, and the children can do this part too, is we're going to cut out our tree parts here. So cutting out all of the branches, giving them a nice curve too, make it more natural looking. This is a really great activity depending on the colors that you find on the ground. You could do this one seasonally as well. So if you were to do this in the springtime, you'll probably find lots of bright greens, maybe some pinks and purples from flowers that are blooming. Really change it up. Cool. So I have my tree branch here, and the next thing we're going to do is take our glue stick and glue it to our paper here. So flip that. I'm just using the glue stick because it dries a little bit quicker than white school glue, but when you are actually adding the natural materials to the paper, you want to use white school glue because that over time will just stick a little bit better, and it's liquidy, so it's going to dry clear. Perfect. So I have my tree here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to encourage the children to rip, tear, really do whatever they want with these natural materials. So I think I'm just going to take this red leaf here and start to rip it up. And I'm going to place it without any glue where I want it first. So this is a really great technique for younger children to plan how they want their tree to look before they actually commit to it. Definitely a great skill, not only in life, but for when they're doing artwork as well, so that they don't have to commit to anything. They can decide where they want to put everything first. So I'm just taking the leaf and ripping it into smaller bits. They can put the whole leaf, really do whatever they want. This part is a really great fine motor activity. Get some more red down there. Cool. And I found some pine needles as well. That would be really, really great to add. Maybe that could be part of the tree trunk. Okay. So we're gonna continue this process till I'm happy and I've planned everything out. The next thing that we're gonna do is take our white school glue, and if you do have access to a cup and a glue spreader, they're plastic glue spreaders or maybe a popsicle, that's gonna be a really great way for children to take the glue spreader and spread it on the back of all of their natural materials. I've got pretty good fine motor skills, so I'm okay with just the glue bottle here. So I'm just taking the back of all my materials and gluing it onto my tree based on where I previously planned out to put the natural materials. So we're gonna continue this on until I have all of my tree exactly how I want it. We're gonna let it dry, and eventually you'll have a wonderful masterpiece like this. And the white glue is quite strong and everything is actually staying on there, even my little acorns. So this is a really cool way, again, to start planning out some artwork and seeing what your masterpiece will turn out like, and explore with natural materials. Show us how your natural materials tree turned out. Have a great day.